Commissioner Gordon, Bane has escaped.
You do not need to announce your moves. You need to make them. Talk steals power. Silence stores it. Most people burn their fuel telling everyone what they will do and then wonder why they feel empty when it is time to act. The rush they wanted from victory leaks out through their lips. They confuse noise with progress and attention with momentum. Your path is not a press release. Your path is a war plan. Fold it. Put it in your chest. Walk. While others post, you practice. While others brag, you build. The room does not need to hear your dream. The road needs to hear your footsteps. Your day needs to feel your weight. Your hands need to hold the work until the work hardens you. Keep your early wins private. Let your losses teach you in private too. Become dangerous without a headline. Become certain without applause. When it is time, the result will walk in before your name. Keep your idea where doubt cannot reach it. Ideas are small when they are born. They need dark soil and patient hands. They do not survive crowds. Friends will mean well and still crush it with questions that do not matter. Strangers will smile at you and still drain your fire with casual comments. Save the idea from all of that. Give it discipline. Give it hours. Give it practice. Talk less so you can see more. The more you explain, the less you hear the quiet signals that tell you where to cut and where to add. Guard the blueprint until the beams are set. Guard the routine that carries the beam. If someone asks what you are building, smile and say soon. Then go back to the hammer. Go back to the bricks. Go back to the rhythm that no one knows but you. Silence is not shyness. Silence is aim. You line up your effort and hold steady. You do not yank the trigger because a room is watching. You wait for your breath to settle. You wait for your hand to stop shaking. You trust the hours that no one saw. That calm cannot be bought. It must be built. Every early morning that hurt. Every late night that tried to break you. Every time you wanted to speak and chose to work. That is how you get the kind of quiet that bends a day in your favor. You are not hiding. You are sharpening. The world loves a loud plan because loud plans are easy to kill. A quiet plan is hard to find. A quiet plan is hard to stop. Keep it quiet. Keep it moving. Keep it yours. Protect your energy like it is the last match in a cold forest. Do not waste it lighting fires for people who only want to warm their hands. Light the one fire that keeps you alive through the night. The feed will pull you. The group chat will pull you. The event will pull you. Decide once and refuse 100 times. Focus is a fence. Put it around your morning. Put it around your deep work. Put it around your sleep. Do not leave the gate open for random noise. People will not understand, and that is fine. They do not carry your load. They do not pay your price. You do. So you decide. You choose the hard hour over the easy talk. You choose the next rep over the next comment. You choose forward. Every secret pace turns into public force. You are not just doing tasks. You are building pressure. You are holding it inside the chamber where it grows. Pressure turns small actions into heavy results. Pressure turns time into a weapon that swings in your hands. If you keep opening the door to show everyone the machine, the pressure leaves. Keep the door shut. Let it hum. Let it gather. When the doors finally open, the power will be obvious. You will not need to defend it. You will not need to pitch it. People will feel it. The ones who get it will get in line. The ones who do not can watch from the edges while you pass. Make your circle small and your standards tall. Not everyone has earned a view of the build. Ask who adds calm. Ask who adds focus. Ask who adds truth without drama. The rest are kind but costly. You can love people and still limit access. You can care about people and still protect your work. Secrets kept for the sake of ego will rot. Secrets kept for the sake of craft will bloom. Share with the few who speak in results, not in rumors. Share with the few who ask about the routine, not the reveal. Build with the ones who bring tools, not opinions. Then close the door again. The work has a voice. Listen to it. Replace announcement with accounting. Stack numbers no one sees. Reps, pages, calls, designs, lines of code, miles, minutes in the cold, pounds moved, hours of stillness. Keep score where only discipline can read it. Do not let the scoreboard be the crowd. Let the scoreboard be the log that never lies. This is how you grow a spine that does not bend when you are tired and no one is cheering. This is how you step into a day with proof in your pocket. The mind argues. The log does not. The mind makes excuses. The log does not. Write it then. Write it down again. Let the pattern become a wall around your purpose. Let your routine become your announcement. People believe what you do more than what you say. If you wake early, your face tells the story. If you train hard, your posture tells the story. If you study daily, your decisions tell the story. Your life becomes a message that does not need captions. The loudest people talk because their day is empty. The quietest killers move because their day is full. Fill your day. Leave no room for bragging. Leave no room for panic. Leave no room for nonsense. Let the clock find you busy. Let the sun catch you working. Let the night see you preparing for another round. This is not pretty. This is permanent. There will be a moment when you must bring the thing out. Not early. On time. You will not dress it up with long speeches. You will not ask for permission to drop it. You will place it on the table and let it be itself. Real work does not beg for a stage. It creates one. Real work does not chase the crowd. It changes the ground under their feet. After that, say less again. Ship and move. Learn and adjust. Build the next layer. The reveal is a flash. The build is a life. Live the life. Hold the line. Hold your fire. Hold your tongue. Hold your standard. This is the vow you make to the future version of you who will benefit from your silence today. Make him proud. Make him dangerous. When you are tempted to leak for a little praise, remember the cost. Remember the power you are protecting. Remember the distance you are closing every hour. You keep your head down. You do not need to be seen while you become. You need to become. Until it is done, tell none. The moment you tell someone what you will do, the brain tricks you. It hands you a piece of the prize before you have earned it. That small hit of approval or attention feels warm, but it steals the fire that was meant to carry you through the grind. You walk away thinking you have taken the first step, when all you have done is release the pressure to act. That is the trap. The dopamine spike is a counterfeit trophy. You hold it in your hand, and it looks real enough to make you lazy. You think you are moving, but you are already slowing down. The mind is wired for reward. If you give it fake ones, it will settle for them. The only cure is silence. The only way to keep the energy sharp is to keep it inside until it is forged into something the world cannot ignore. Until it is done, tell none. Every great builder knows the value of unspent energy. You keep it locked away, like a war chest you refuse to open until the day of battle. Talking about your plan before it is alive is like giving away weapons before you need them. The weight you feel in your chest when you are holding a vision is pressure. That pressure turns into focus. Focus turns into action. Action turns into proof. If you let that pressure leak through conversations and compliments, it will not be there when you need it most. Let your silence be the container that keeps the fire compressed. Let the burn stay steady until the work is finished. Speak when the thing is real enough to be touched. People confuse sharing with momentum. They think talking about the plan is the same as moving toward it. It is not. Movement happens in the shadows. It happens before the sun rises. It happens when no one is watching, when no one is clapping, when no one even knows what you are doing. That is when the real ground is gained. Words do not carry bricks. Likes do not lift weight. Retweets do not replace repetition. The grind is personal. The grind is quiet. The grind has no audience. That is why it works. Every time you speak the goal aloud, you give the mind permission to relax. It thinks the job is halfway done. The urgency fades. The discipline dulls. You start to believe you have already crossed the halfway mark when in truth you have not even left the starting line. This is why so many never finish. They spent their best energy painting a picture for others instead of building it for themselves. Keep your picture locked in your head until you can hang it on the wall. Let people see the finished frame, not the unfinished sketch. The brain is a machine that learns what you reward it for. If you keep giving it social approval for unfinished work, it will train itself to chase approval instead of completion. You become addicted to the praise instead of the process. Soon, you are more interested in keeping up the image of progress than making actual progress. This is the quiet death of ambition. The fix is ruthless honesty. No celebration until the finish line. No reward until the result exists. The applause must match the output, not the intention. There is a reason the most dangerous players keep their mouths shut. They are not hiding because they are scared. They are hiding because they understand leverage. Surprise is a weapon. Reveal the plan too soon, and you invite resistance before you are ready. Keep the plan locked away, and the world will never see it coming. Your silence is not a weakness. It is the shield that keeps your work alive until it can fight for itself. Energy is not infinite. Every conversation you have about the plan drains a little more from the reservoir. Those drops matter. They are the difference between stopping at the first wall and breaking through it. Protect your mental fuel the same way you would protect food in a famine. Give it only to the work. Let the world see the outcome without ever knowing the cost until it is too late for them to stop you. When you stay silent, you build momentum in a closed loop. The energy you would have lost in telling others gets recycled into execution. You wake up sharper because you have not diluted the mission with outside noise. You push harder because the fire has nowhere else to go but into the work. You move cleaner because you are not carrying the weight of other people's opinions. Silence makes the plan heavier inside you, and heavy things move with force when finally released. The finish is the only proof that matters. Until then, there is nothing to explain. Let the final product speak in a voice louder than anything you could have said while building it. Let it be undeniable. Let it be so solid that it silences every doubt before the first word is spoken. The victory will land harder because no one saw it coming. The respect will be real because it was earned without demand. The truth is simple. Talking feeds ego, doing feeds results. Only one will matter in the end. Keep the first for those who need it. Keep the second for yourself. The mind is not a static archive. It is a living system, constantly shaping itself based on the signals it receives. Neuroscientists call it synaptic pruning. If you do not feed a neural pathway with repetition and reinforcement, the brain trims it away to save energy. Every goal, every new habit, every vision starts as a fragile path in the mind. At the start, it is nothing more than a thin connection between neurons, easily erased if neglected. This is why talking about your dream too soon is dangerous. External opinions can cut into that fresh connection like frost killing a seedling before it takes root. The mind listens closely in those early moments. One careless comment can make it decide the idea is not worth the energy. When you keep your vision private, you protect it from being overwritten. The brain only keeps what it believes is necessary. If you train it through silent repetition and daily action, the pathway thickens. It becomes harder to delete. Every time you act without broadcasting, you strengthen the signal. You teach the mind, this matters, this must stay. But if you expose it too early to the noise of others, the brain's survival instinct might cut it away to avoid conflict or conserve resources. You will tell yourself you lost motivation, but in truth, the mind simply removed what you stopped feeding. This is why the first phase of any mission is sacred. Not everyone is allowed into it. The early stage is not for validation, it is for wiring. You are engraving the pattern into your nervous system. You are setting up the operating code that will later run on autopilot. Think of it as laying down steel tracks for a train. If you keep pulling up the tracks to show them off before they are finished, the train will never run. Repetition builds permanence. Distraction invites deletion. Silence is not just a choice here. It is a protective measure. When a new habit or skill is still being wired in, every act of execution is a drop of reinforcement. The brain needs those drops consistently to cement the pathway. If you break that loop by chasing feedback, you risk rewiring the mind toward approval instead of mastery. Then the circuit is no longer built for the work. It is built for reaction, and reaction is a fragile foundation. Think about how muscle builds. The body strengthens the fibers you use most. Neglected fibers atrophy. The brain works the same way. Synaptic pruning is not an enemy, it is nature's way of optimizing. But if you let outside feedback shift your focus before the pathway is strong, the mind will prune the very thing you were trying to grow. You must outlast that fragile stage. You must give the brain no choice but to keep the connection because you have proven, through action, that it is vital. This is why many fail after promising starts. They mistake the idea for the habit. The habit only exists when the neural pathway can withstand neglect from the outside world. Before that, it is a candle in the wind. The world does not need to blow on it for it to go out. Sometimes all it takes is you turning away. Keep your head down. Keep feeding the flame. Let the mind know this is non-negotiable. Every repetition sends a signal. Every skipped repetition sends a signal. The brain does not care what your intention was. It only cares what you do. If you act, the connection strengthens. If you hesitate, the connection weakens. If you seek approval, you redirect energy away from the connection entirely. Over time, that redirection becomes the new habit, and the old path fades like it never existed. Protecting a goal in its early stages is like guarding a fortress while the walls are still being built. You cannot afford to open the gates. You cannot afford to leave the doors unbarred. One small breach can halt the work and undo months of effort. Silence keeps the construction uninterrupted. Repetition makes the walls taller. And one day, the fortress stands so firm that nothing can knock it down. Not criticism, not doubt, not neglect. In the end, synaptic pruning is just the mind's way of asking you to prove you mean it. It will not keep what you do not fight to keep. That fight happens in the shadows, in the quiet, in the unseen hours where you reinforce the pathway over and over until it becomes unbreakable. And by the time it is done, you will not need to explain it. The result will explain itself. Transformation is not just change. It is the slow and deliberate construction of a different self. It is the chiseling of character, the rewiring of instincts, the redefinition of limits. And like anything rare, it loses its power the moment it becomes casual conversation. The more you narrate it, the more you dilute it. The act of explaining what you are building releases the same sense of relief as actually finishing it. The mind mistakes the telling for the doing. Progress stalls. The work that should be gathering silent momentum leaks away into words. True transformation thrives in the quiet because quiet keeps the pressure sealed inside. Every stage of deep change has a gestation period. The world is impatient, but nature is not. A seed does not sprout the moment it is buried. It works in darkness, invisible, uncelebrated. It absorbs, strengthens, and prepares before it ever emerges. If you keep digging it up to show others, it never takes root. Transformation is the same. There are phases of your work that must remain hidden until the foundation is unshakable. Those who cannot tolerate that darkness never reach the light with anything worth showing. The modern world makes secrecy feel unnatural. Every platform tells you to share every step, show your workout, post your meals, broadcast your goals. But constant narration robs you of the most valuable force in growth: internal accountability. When no one is watching, only the truth remains. Are you still moving forward when the applause is absent and the audience is gone? If the answer is yes, your transformation has teeth. If the answer is no, you are performing, not changing. There is a reason the greatest shifts in history happened out of sight. Revolutionaries do not advertise their plans. Warriors do not reveal their training. Architects do not show a half-built structure and ask for approval. The work stays hidden because that is where it gathers density. Invisibility is insulation. The outside world cannot criticize, distract, or distort what it cannot see. Your transformation grows in purity because it is untouched by outside influence. Silence also builds suspense. When you finally step into the light, the contrast is undeniable. The before and after is stark because no one saw the in-between. That shock is part of the power. It is the moment where doubt dies and results speak with a voice that no argument can silence. But you can only have that moment if you resisted the urge to narrate. Every premature reveal takes a piece of that moment away. In the dark, your work is protected from the shifting moods of the crowd. Public opinion changes with the wind. What they praise today, they might mock tomorrow. If your transformation depends on their approval at every stage, you will keep changing directions to match their noise. In doing so, you will never finish anything. Privacy gives you the space to remain loyal to the original vision without compromise. Working in the dark also forces you to sharpen your self-measurement. Without validation from others, you must build your own scoring system. You start to measure progress in hours invested, skills refined, weights lifted, words written, code shipped. This internal scoreboard is harder to manipulate than external applause. You cannot fake consistency to yourself. And when you build for long enough without an audience, the proof becomes undeniable to everyone. Because it became undeniable to you first. Even nature hides its best work. Diamonds form under extreme pressure miles beneath the surface. Caterpillars vanish into cocoons where no one can watch the process. Volcanoes build for decades before erupting. The visible moment is only the result of years of silent preparation. Your transformation works the same way. You cannot compress that process into public updates without draining its force. When you emerge from the dark, there should be nothing left to prove. The result should feel inevitable. The work should carry a weight that makes explanations unnecessary. That kind of transformation is only possible when the process has been given the respect of privacy. You preserved its integrity by protecting it from the premature gaze of the world. When no one knows what you are working on, you have no one to perform for. Every move is for your own benefit, not for the clapping hands of an audience that disappears the moment you stop entertaining them. You no longer need to dress your progress in words or make it palatable for others to understand. You work in raw form, in your own language, at your own pace. That freedom from constant explanation creates a deeper connection between you and your goal. It becomes yours in a way it never could if it had to survive in the public eye before it was ready. Silence changes the architecture of your motivation. You stop chasing the quick hit of being told you are on the right track and start building for the only form of validation that matters. Results that speak for themselves. You remove the invisible leash that public opinion places on your movements. Without that leash, you move more efficiently, more precisely, because you are not wasting energy shaping your process into something aesthetically pleasing for others. You build for the outcome, not for the applause. This kind of quiet forces you to confront yourself. There is no external noise to distract you from the reality of whether you are actually doing the work. You cannot hide behind announcements or public promises. The scoreboard becomes internal and unforgiving. Either the work is done or it is not. That clarity burns away the illusion of progress that validation seeking provides. The only way forward is to actually move forward. The absence of validation does something else too. It makes you dangerous. Most people cannot operate without being noticed. They are easy to predict and even easier to disrupt. When you are capable of sustained effort in complete obscurity, you remove yourself from the predictable rhythms of the average person.